Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton forged pendant called the Ringo, and this is going to be the medium one, 139776. This is part of the Vermont Modern collection, which has a lot of its own finishes, but we'll get into details on finishes in just a little bit. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. So the overall height is really from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself. This is a low voltage cable hung fixture. You'll be able to put this in and vary the length of it from the ceiling down as low, or actually as high up, I guess. From the ceiling down 18, you can have it much longer too. You can have it down to 85 inches, bottom of fixture to ceiling. If you need this to be longer than my 85 inches overall height, let me know, and then I can talk to you about customs. We do longer than long. This one, I don't think we're going to be able to do shorter than 18 inches overall height because of just how the cables work. The fixture body itself is really the bottom part. It's the fixture body that is only 1.3 inches high, which is probably about there. So it's a very slim, low-profile fixture, and it is 33.3 inches in diameter. So it's a pretty good size for like a 72-inch dining table, 84, 96, entrance hall, stairway, all kinds of things like that. And because it only comes down 18 inches, you could easily use this as a semi-flush if you have the ceiling height to accommodate that. It would work great there too. Canopy up on the ceiling, and that's going to be going over a 4-inch junction box, is coming in at 8 inches. Great way for you to see some of the details about that is to look at the installations instructions PDF, and that's going to be on the page for this. Look over on your right-hand side, scroll down a little bit, you're going to see a couple hyperlinks. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF, so open that up for me. Those are the same install instructions that are going to be in the box when you get this, and they're going to show you a lot of great information. They're going to show you what the canopy is all about, how it goes onto a junction box. It's going to show you how the cables go in, just all kinds of great line drawings, different views of this, so you can kind of get an idea of what it's like to look down into it. Because don't forget, it's an open ring basically. 48 watts of low voltage LED, which is going to be 1350 lumens, which is a pretty good, that's probably about the equivalent, let's say a 200 watt bulb. Remember, it's spread all the way around, and the light is kicking out there's an inner ring that actually has a diffuser around it, an acrylic diffuser that's kind of, coming out from it. So what you have are the LEDs are pushing light out, right, from this ring, going through and into that frosted LED, it's called an acrylic diffuser. So it's going into that acrylic diffuser, kind of like a fiber optic, and because it's frosted, it's pushing light up and down. So you're going to get light source going up to the ceiling, light source going down as well. The outer ring is called the accent, and that's obviously going to be on the other side of this light source. So that's going to be available in different finishes. We'll get into that in just a second too. Okay, so how you make this go, as short or as long is that canopy at the top of it. What it has is called a gripper, and there's going to be 4 of these cables coming down from this, and those cables are going to go into these little grippers that you basically loosen by just pushing in with your thumb. You're going to be feeding these cables into these little grippers. They'll go up into the fixture itself during your installation. You'll get this as long as you want it to be. Make sure you have it level, and then you're going to be snipping these on the other side of that, inside that canopy. You'll notice the canopy is, not only is it 8 inches in diameter, but it's a little on the thicker side because it has to accommodate a transformer. Don't forget, you guys have line voltage, regular home line voltage in your ceiling. That needs to be transformed down to low voltage to get into these LEDs. 2 of the cables are going to be running power, 1 positive, 1 negative. 2 of them are going to be just support cables. And the reason you do low voltage LEDs is if someone were to ever pull this thing down because it's cables, they would never get hurt because it's low voltage. It's completely safe. So that's how that all works. Same deal if you have low voltage halogens on other Hubbardton forged fixtures. Big safety thing. Okay, let's get into a couple other things. Slope ceiling, okay, up to 45 degrees, so you're set on slopes. 25.8 pounds is going to be your hanging weight. That's going to be important for some of you guys who if you're obviously hanging from a J-box, but you probably want to talk to your installer and make sure they know it's a 25.8 pound fixture. They may want you to put in a fan box. Just a little detail. It's always good to know these things ahead of time, okay? More on that. Well, actually, let's move on to finishes here because that's going to be a big deal. Vermont Modern has its own finishes, and you'll be able to see those on the pull-down menu. However, in addition to that, as a custom, I can do different finishes from Hubbardton Forge on their regular finishes. So instead of being limited to like black, silver, teal, or aqua, I guess, red, gloss white, as a custom we can do this in like dark smoke, burnished steel, all those other kind of things, bronze. You just have to contact me about that. We do these kind of custom things all the time. Adds a little time, adds a little money, non-returnable when you do that, but it just kind of, you go from doing just like 4 or 5 finishes to 14 finishes, something like that. It just gives you a lot more to go with. The other thing is, you'll notice on the pull down it's going to say choose your finish for the fixture and choose your finish for the accent. The fixture is described as the canopy on the ceiling. Cables are always going to be silver. They don't really count here. And then the inner part of the ring, that's going to be the fixture itself. The accent on this is that outer band. That's going to be your accent that you could do, all kinds of colors on this and have a really good time with it. Okay, so that's going to cover that pretty much. So, and that's really about it. That's as far as options go. You just have your finishes on this, and it's already dedicated LED. You adjust your length during your installation, so you don't have to worry about that. Ships common carrier and UPS, so it's pretty simple because it's only 33.3 inches in diameter. There is a bigger version of this that ships on a pallet. You can watch that video too if you like. That's pretty much it on that, right? So when you come to our showroom in Vermont, we have over 400 fixtures from Hubbardton Forge spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page. It is over on that side of your screen. In the red tabs, you can check out what we have on the floor at any given time. It'll also talk about like what finish it's in, what shades, glass options, those kind of things. So it's good to know what we have before you guys come here. We also have a clearance center. So our clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It is returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. You have to come here to Vermont to our showroom to take advantage of that. Always good to do. If you are coming, bring a good sized car like an SUV or a truck or something, because you just don't know if you're going to find something in that clearance you want to take home, and you don't want to be limited because you guys showed up in a little tiny car. It happens sometimes. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can always give me an email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and ask me questions. You can call during business hours, 802-446-2400. And I'll be here to talk to you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii, and there is no tax if you ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. Some larger items, like the bigger Ringo I talked about a minute ago, non-returnable, things go out on big pallets. We'll always tell you about that on our website. Also custom things. So if you were to do the custom finishes, they would be non-returnable. Other than that, we have those 90-day returns and no restocking fees. Nobody else does that. We also have a rush program. So Hubbardton Forge obviously makes all this stuff to order. That's how you're going to get all these finishes to play with. That takes about 3 to 4 weeks. So then production time. If you wanted something faster than that, we offer a rush program. Rush takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's very inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just give me a call or drop an email and I can tell you more about it, okay? So I think that covers everything on this. Check out the video on the bigger one too. That's always a good thing to look at. If you have any questions, let me know, and thank you for stopping in today. Bye-bye.